Bhargava, Bridget, welcome to the call. Krishna Sharma, Harshal, Rajendra Bakwana, nice to see you. Sunita, and I believe there are others who are still joining the call and many whom I cannot see, but you are part of this call. Today we are going to do a breezy session, and then we have a very interesting question answer session as well, because we have some thought-provoking questions. And today we are touching the 25 realizations. In fact, we are going to be doing for 51 to 75 today. And next Friday, we are going to end by having from 76 to 100. So that is, we are not going to take this any further because the month is over. I've started writing a new book. Today, I started writing my new book on the mystery of rebirth. So more of that we will talk later. But my new book has it's called my August book. Every month I write a book. And this month my book is The Mystery of Rebirth. With that note, I am going to start and with your permission, zoom on to the spiritual jigsaw puzzle, which according to me is an amazing way to enlightenment. Enlightenment is a personal subject. Enlightenment is not like a cup of coffee. You can go to Starbucks and you can bring coffee. But you cannot go to heaven and buy enlightenment. It's not possible. Some people say Kashmir is the heaven of India, just like Switzerland in the world. Rais will tell you that because he lives in the India's heaven. And the 25 realizations will take you bang on. We've already finished 50. No more review of those 50. 25 this week, 25 next week, and we wrap up the session because the book will come to an end. These 100 realizations, I can guarantee you, is all you need. Is all you need to know. You don't need to know anything beyond this. That's my assurance to you. But today, let us get on to realization number 51. Bad things can't happen to good people. A lot of people ask the question, why do bad things happen to good people? Unfortunately, we don't realize that apples can't grow on mango trees. So we must realize bad things cannot happen to good people. Those who believe that bad things are happening have not studied the law of karma. This takes you there. I have a good question in this realization number 51. The song says, आम के पेड़ में क्या कभी सेब होते हैं? आम के पेड़ में क्या कभी सेब होते हैं? ऐसा होना तो नामुमकिन है. जो भी हम बोते हैं वो पाते हैं. कर्मों का कानून भी ऐसा ही है. प्रभु की लीला में जो भी होता है, कर्मों के हिसाब से सब होता है. Everything happens as per the law of karma. Don't ask the question, why do bad things happen to good people? Bad things cannot happen to good people, just like apples cannot grow on a mango tree. My dear friend, we are going on to realization 52. The mind is our biggest enemy. Don't be fooled by the mind. Realize that the mind is the cause of misery. Realization number 53. The mind causes worry, fear, stress, anxiety. Don't think who's causing fear, worry, stress, anxiety. 53 says the mind. It is the mind that makes us lose our peace. We don't realize it, but it is the mind. And that is realization 53, all taking us to enlightenment. Yes, technology is a problem. I got muted, and I was trying to call the administrator. 54. The ego creates anger, hate, revenge, and jealousy. Why do we get angry? Why do we hate? Why do we take revenge? Why do we become jealous? This is agony caused by the ego. If you realize realization number 54, you will let go of the ego. That is number 55. What is 55? Let go of the ego. Once an interesting story, you would like this. There was once an eagle that was chasing the crow. And the crow is flying and flying and flying, and the eagle is chasing, and the eagle is chasing. And the crow went and asked the master crow, why is the eagle chasing me? And the master crow told the crow, you fool, the eagle is not chasing you. The eagle is chasing the meat piece that's in your mouth. The crow was carrying a piece of meat and flying. And because the crow was carrying a piece of meat, the eagle was swooping down. But we don't realize. We carry anger, hate, revenge, and jealousy. You know why? Because we carry the ego. Because of the ego, this anger, hate, revenge, jealousy, they are like the eagle that's swooping down. We must realize anger, hate, jealousy, revenge, they're all caused by the ego. If you let go of the ego, you will let go of all these. We move on to realization number 56. The mind and ego tries to defeat realization. You know, it's very simple. Enlightenment or realization comes when you overcome ignorance, when you go on a quest. But the mind and ego, it stops us. The mind and ego is me. We have done this, right? Me is the biggest enemy. We don't realize it. It tries to stop us. We don't realize the truth. Today, what makes God far away from us? Because of the ego, we think God is separate. God is inside us. God is beating in your heart. You can touch your heart and feel that God is here, but you don't experience God. Why? You know the reason? Because प्रभु और अपने बीच है पर्दा. प्रभु और अपने बीच है पर्दा, है जो ये अहंकार. अहंकार को जो छोड़ा, अहंकार को जो छोड़ा, उसको मिल गया भगवान. सांसों की माला में सिमरू मैं पी का नाम. If every breath you have God, if you realize the ego is the one that separates God from us. Our challenge is to let go of the ego. The moment we let go of the ego, we will find God. Realization number 57. We are not the mind and ego me. We are not me. When we think we are me, we are reborn. When we think we are me, we create karma. Who creates karma? I made the Eiffel Tower. I made Taj Mahal. I started Amazon. I did Microsoft. Who's this I? It is the ego. The mind and the ego, they are the ones that get caught. The moment we realize we are not the mind and ego, we are liberated. So this is number 57. And then we go on to 58. We must tame the monkey into a monk. It's very interesting, right? When you look at the word monkey, the mind is a monkey. It has M-O-N-K inside it. Have you noticed? Monkey has a monk inside it. But what makes the monk into a monkey? What makes M-O-N-K into E-Y? It is the E-Y. I call it the tail. What is this tail of the monk? The tail of the monk, M-O-N-K, the E-Y, is ever yelling. Going on, talking, yelling. This tail will tell, Bridget, I want perfume. Bridget, let us go for pizza, Bridget. Goes on yelling and yearning. Because of the monkey, its tail. If you cut off the tail, you cut off E-Y, ever yearning, ever yelling. What is left is the monk. That is the goal, to make the monkey into the monk. Realization number 59. The mind is different from the intellect. We human beings, we get confused between mind and intellect. But I love this story. This story is that of the rat man. Have I told you the story of rat man? Girish, you remember rat man? No, rat man. There was one man who thought he was a rat. So this man, he thought he was a rat, and his wife had a big problem. Because every day night, he would get up in the middle of the night and he will go to the fridge and do shoo, 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 and he would be behaving with her like Mickey Mouse. Shoo, 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 shoo. She got very scared. Why my husband is behaving like a rat? And he's going and sniffing the fridge for cheese. So this lady took him to the biggest psychiatrist. And the psychiatrist made him understand, see the photograph of rat. This is rat. You are man. Don't think you are a rat man. That man, after many days, many weeks of treatment, he came to understand this is rat and that is man. I am man. I am not rat. But unfortunately, this man, his intellect was gone. Had gone for a toss. So after the final treatment day, the rat man told the doctor, psychiatrist, doctor, thank you very much. Now I know I am not a rat, I am a man. Then he went out of the clinic. And as he was walking down the clinic, on the wall, he saw a big cat, a Persian cat. When he saw the Persian cat, he came running back into the doctor's office. He kicked the door and he came inside. Doctor said, what happened? He said, doctor, you told me I am not a rat. I am a man. Doctor, thank you very much. But doctor, please tell me how the cat will know I am not a rat. I am a man. How the cat will know? I want the cat to know that I am not a rat. I am a man. So see, this man, his intellect was not developed. The intellect, the problem is that the mind is different from the intellect. We have to activate the intellect. Otherwise, remember the story of the rat man. You will also behave like the rat man. If you have no intellect active, you remember, don't forget the story. That's why I told you in a dramatic manner, don't forget the story of the rat man. Realization number 60. The intellect must control thoughts. We must activate our intellect because we have got this tool. And if we don't activate the intellect, then we'll be called Buddhu. You know, Buddhu, Bridget, what's the meaning of Buddhu? Bridget is one person who doesn't know Hindi. I think many people don't know Hindi, but I know Bridget has a problem. Many people in this call, they know only Malayalam and other people. Buddhu means, Bridget, means fool, means a fool. So the song says, जो बुद्धि से नहीं पर जो मन से काम करते लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं. सही और गलत का जो भेदभाव ना करते लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं. हर इंसान को प्रभु ने जो विवेक दिया है, जो भी करना विवेक से ही हमें करना है. अविद्या में जो जीता लोग उन्हें बुद्धू कहते हैं. The one who doesn't use intellect, he becomes a fool. People call him to be Buddhu. Now Bridget will remember Buddhu means fool. So Bridget, if somebody is talking something nonsense in Quebec, you call them Buddhu. They will not understand what it means. You say, hi, Buddhu. When you go to the shopping center, you say, hi, Buddhu. So they will not understand what it means. So realization number 61, realizing the myth is different from the truth. We must differentiate what is the myth. This is very much important, a part of enlightenment. What is reality? What is illusion? We know what a dream is. A dream is a dream. But what about life? We don't realize this. So we have to realize what is mithya and what is satya. Very important. Mithya kya hai aur satya hai kya? Maya mein kyun hai फसारे. दिखता जो है सच नहीं है, सच का एहसास करना है. मिथ्या में हम सब फंसे हैं, सच का एहसास ना होता है. प्रभु से हमें एक होना है, संसार में हम सब फंसे हैं. मिथ्या में हम सब फंसे हैं. We are all caught in mithya. We are all caught in illusion. Our goal is to get out of this illusion. What does realization number 62 says? My birthday is not my real birthday. This is the biggest shaker, no? Suppose you go and tell somebody, Daddy, Daddy, my birthday is not my birthday. Daddy will give one slap. What do you mean birthday is not birthday? What the nonsense air is teaching you? That air has lost his head, man. What's the meaning birthday is not birthday? No, Daddy, was I alive one day before my birthday? Ah, no, Daddy stops to think. Was I alive one day before my birthday? Of course, we are all alive before our birthday. We don't realize what is the true birthday. It is 280 days before the day we were born. Because we were conceived. We were conceived 9 months and 9 days before the birth. But we are all fools. We are all celebrating the wrong birthday. If you are not born, if you are not born for 28 weeks before, you would not have 40 weeks. Sorry, if you're not born 40 weeks before, 280 days before, you would not come to this world. That's why when when they come and wish me happy birthday, you know what I tell them, no? If somebody comes and wishes me happy birthday, what do I tell them? Sanjay Das, you know what I tell them, Sanjay Das? I've told you. I tell them, बधाई किसको है देता, जन्मदिन इसका, पर ये मैं नहीं. बधाई मुझको क्यों है देता, मेरा जन्मदिन नहीं, पैदा हुआ नहीं, मैं तो अमर हूं एक आत्मा. बधाई जन्मदिन की ये कैसी. बधाई किसको देता है? Who are you wishing happy birthday? It's not my birthday. So we must realize these are the realizations Mr. Hitkari has told us today to give us 10 sutras. I'm going to give you 10 sutras to help you to get to enlightenment. Thanks to Mr. Hitkari. He has been having some serious interaction with me and saying, no, we want to have proper guidelines, not like this. We want proper guidelines. So today I will give you some proper guidelines. Realization number 63. We should not pray for people who are dead. Dadaji, I love that story. Have I told you all that story? And thank you to Sanjay Das today. Because of Mausi ji, I have written a book on rebirth. Because of your Mausi ji, I have written a book on rebirth today. So listen to this, Sanjay Das. So this lady, she calls that boy. You must have seen this movie, I think. She calls that boy and she tells him, "Tum jao, buy rice and dal and go and feed the Brahmin." So the boy asks, "Why I must feed the Brahmin?" So the mother tells him, "देखो देखो, तुम्हारे दादाजी ऊपर चले गए ना, huh? Whatever you feed the Brahmin, your dadaji will get in heaven." So this boy, he went and he was buying dal and chawal, dal and rice for the dadaji. Then he remembered, Krishna Sharma, you know the story? Then the boy remembered, he told, "My dadaji used to like butter chicken. So instead of buying dal, he bought butter chicken because he told, my dadaji was like, he went to the Brahmin and gave butter chicken. The Brahmin told, "I am a vegetarian. Why you bought butter chicken?" "No, because my mother told me, whatever you eat here, my dadaji will get there in the heaven. So you please eat butter chicken. Then my dadaji will get butter chicken there in the heaven." See, children are innocent, correct? But we are not children. No, we are 40 years, 50 years, 60 years, 70 years. Still we are praying. Daddy, daddy, mummy, mummy, we are praying. Arey, unka gaya, finished. We burned their body, they are gone. Finito. Finito means finito, finished. But still we are praying. We are looking at photograph and we are lighting agarbatti, incense stick. What are we doing? Why are we praying for dead people, our ancestors? They are gone. Better you go feed the dog on the street, give milk to a cat. But how are you telling like that? After all, our grandfather, grandmother. But that is the truth. Your grandfather, grandmother story is over. When will we realize this? Let's get on to realization number 64. Only the me, mind, and ego is reborn. Some people are thinking the body will be reborn. So what they are doing? I asked one lady. I said, the lady, What are you doing, madam? You're already 80 years old. What you're doing now? No, I'm doing liver transplant and kidney transplant and all transplants. I said, why? She said, so that when I'm born again, then my liver and my kidney will be in good condition. No? So I'm doing all the transplants now so that all my condition is good. Some people are like that. No, do you know the truth? Sudeep Bhargava, have you heard this Sudeep Bhargava? One man in Rotary Club told a man, you please donate your eyes when you die. And when you die, you can donate your eyes, correct? That man told him, no, 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 no. How can I donate my eyes? Next janam, I'll be born blind. What are you talking? Next janam, when I'm born again, I will be born blind. Have you not heard? Samita, have you heard people telling this or not? Have you not heard? This is ignorance. This is complete ignorance. Only the mind and ego is reborn, not the body. Number 65, ignorance causes rebirth. Ignorance, ghor avidya. Have I told you before? Ghor avidya. Deep ignorance causes rebirth. And what Buddha said, number 66, every rebirth is dukkha, suffering. Every rebirth is suffering. Buddha taught us realization number 66. Remember that if you're coming back, you will have to suffer. And then that takes us to realization number 67. What is realization number 67? It is, why does a little child suffer? Have you seen children are born blind? I have picked up a child mentally disabled, physically challenged. I have picked up a child and I'm taking care of that child for last 25 years. We have a charitable home in Bangalore. If any of you wants to see, you should come one day. We have 600 poor people in 3 ashrams and we are taking care of them for over 25 years. Why is the little child blind, handicapped, mentally retarded? Why? Is it because God is cruel? Or is God crazy? God is incompetent? No. We have to understand the truth. Have you understood the truth? What is the truth? This song will tell you. I like this song. It says, Janam apna kaise hota, कर्मों से ये होता है, अच्छे कर्मों का जो फल है जन्म में हमको मिलता है. छोटे से इस बच्चे ने ऐसा क्या किया है कि अंधा पैदा हुआ है. पिछले जन्मों का हिसाब है, कर्मों से कोई ना बचता है, कर्मों से आगे हमें बढ़ना है, मुक्ति पाना है. So we must realize how to go beyond karma. That is enlightenment. That is the essence. It's very, very important to realize this. Realization number 68, we don't choose our birth. Mr. Kumar Swami, did you decide your birthday? Did you decide whether you will be born in India or America? Did you decide? No. Did you decide your mother and father? Did you choose your mother and father? Nobody can choose. You cannot choose your mother, your father, your date of birth, male, female, Indian, American. No. Realization number 68, we don't choose our birth. Realization number 69, and all these pieces fit in to the spiritual jigsaw puzzle. These pieces will give you the light. These pieces, if you cannot say, oh, I know it. Sabhi malum hai, then you should be enlightened. So realization number 69, everything is controlled by universal laws. In this world, the earth rotates, seasons change. The water, it becomes clouds, then there is rain, then the river flows, again it becomes clouds, sometimes it becomes snow. Who is controlling it? There are certain laws, the law of cycles, the laws of nature. They are laws that run this world. Realization number 70. Why look up at the sky, cry, and ask why? Why do we look up to the sky and we ask God, oh Prabhu, we look up at the sky and we say, Ye kya hua? Why this happened? Oh God, we look up. Have you seen people looking up at the sky? We look up and say, oh, why this happened, God? Why? Why do we do it? Because we are helpless, because we are ignorant. We need enlightenment. You know, even you and me, we look up at the sky and say, oh God, OMG. Have you heard this word? OMG. Oh my God, what happened? If somebody tells you there was one fire and 40 people died in the next lane, oh God, kya hua? You don't realize, oh, it happened, it's karma. Somebody's karma. That takes us to realization 71. Overcoming ignorance is enlightenment. Do you want enlightenment? Overcome ignorance. There were once 10 friends were crossing the river. When 10 friends crossed the river, when they reached the other side of the river, they started crying. You know the story? They started crying. Ajitek, you know the story? 10 friends crossing the river. So when they crossed the river, there were only 9. 9 bache. तो गिन रहा था, वो आदमी गिन रहा था, 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Oh, one person died. Oh, another person counted 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9. Oh, crying. Then one man, when Swami was passing by, Swami came and told, why you're crying? He said, because the 10th person is missing. Our 10th friend is missing. Who's the person missing? He asked. He said, we don't know. One of us, we have to find out. One person is missing. Then the Swami counted 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And then he put a finger here. You are the 10th. You are the 10th person. You're not counting yourself. Then they started counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I am the 10th. Yeah. No. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. I am 10th. Now they all counted and they forgot to count themselves. So we human beings, when we overcome the ignorance, then we are enlightened. These 10 friends started celebrating because they said nobody died. They thought somebody died. Realization 72, the world is a manifestation of the divine. We think God created the mountain. God created the ocean. God created you. God created me. No, God did not create. God is in you. God is in me. God is in the mountain. Don't think God created. God is. That is a very important realization. Number 72. Number 73. If you want enlightenment, renounce cravings. Don't renounce butter paneer masala and naan. No, but don't become passionate about it. Don't stop everywhere you're driving. Don't stop and say, I want tandoori chicken. I want tandoori chicken. Some people, you go and see in the Punjabi dhabas, there's a queue for tandoori chicken. Yeah, because they're passionate. No, we must renounce cravings. Number 74, attachments stop our realization. Attachment is a problem. I often tell you all the story, right? One man, he was living in the Himalayas and he was very cold. One day he thought one foreigner had thrown his costly blanket. When the foreigner had thrown the costly blanket, he saw the blanket floating in the Ganga, the Ganges. He jumped and he tried to catch that fur blanket. And as he was trying to catch it, he was flowing away with the water. His friends called him, come back, because you will drown. Your water is going very fast. And the man called back. He said, I can't come back. They said, what happened? He said, I caught the blanket. Now the blanket is catching me. First, I caught the blanket. Now the blanket is catching me. Then they realized it was not a blanket. It was a polar bear. The polar bear caught him, but he was trying to catch the fur of the blanket. It was not a blanket. The moment we are attached in the beginning, we grab hold of attachments. But sooner or later, the attachment grabs hold of us. Last realization of today, why earn for others to burn? Is there any doubt? Is there any doubt what you earn, others will burn? I have no doubt that whatever money I have, If the moment my son gets my money, he will say, I will buy Ferrari. I have no doubt. So before he buys a Ferrari, I better use my money for what I want. What is my purpose of life? People in this world don't realize. We are going on earning. What's the use of earning? Happiness doesn't come from earning, it comes from spending. We don't spend before our end. We just run in a race, in a chase to become an ace. When will we realize that what we earn, others will burn? My dear friends, today we went through zoomingly 25 realizations. We have finished 75 realizations. Next Friday, I will give you the last 25 realizations and then give you the book. The book is ready. 100 realizations, 100 pieces of the spiritual jigsaw puzzle. And it's my assurance that if you have these 100 pieces in front of you, you don't need anything else. In terms of the subject knowledge, you don't need, if you are able to take piece by piece by piece, knowledge is not realization. You have to take each piece, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Means you have to study, understand, realize. Then only you will be able to be enlightened. And today we are now starting question and answers. Ask Care. Administrator, with your permission, we will move to Ask Care. And Mr. Hitkari has been in the last couple of days asking me on what we call sutras. Even yesterday we spoke about it. And he said, okay, Air, we greatly appreciate what you're telling us. But how to remember 100 pieces? Cannot remember 100 pieces. Give us some sutra. So I called it, Mr. Hitkari, I've called it the 10 keys to enlightenment. Chalega? I'm calling it the 10 keys to enlightenment. I hope that will be that it is easy to remember, Mr. Hitkari, if I give you 10 keys. So I am today trying to, with all my humility, but this is only today's work. So if we want to improve it, we will improve it. But today, because of Mr. Hitkari's request, I have put together 10 keys. And that's the first question. How can we follow certain things which are sure to give us enlightenment? So if we have the ability to follow just 10 things, 10 keys. So I'm requesting the administrator to put up the 10 keys, and then I will explain these 10 keys to you. And you can also take a screenshot or she will paste it. But the 10 keys are this. So here it is. If you want enlightenment, the first key is talash. You must go on a quest. If you don't go on a quest, then you cannot be enlightened. The second key, mumukshutva. You must have a deep yearning for the divine. So I'm giving you a sutra word and I'm giving you the explanation. So talash means quest. And Bridget, you can just note the English words. Bridget, you don't note the Hindi or the Sanskrit words. Mumukshutva, deep yearning. The third sutra or the key, Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, which means ask, investigate, realize. The fourth key is Neti, not this body, not this mind. The fifth key, Tat Tvam Asi, thou art that. You are not this, you are that. The sixth key, Sat Darshana, vision of the truth or self-realization. The seventh key, yoga. Yoga means divine union. Live with divine union. The eighth key, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. It is God realization. You see God everywhere. You experience God everywhere. Ninth key, Satchidanand. You become conscious of the truth in bliss. And the 10th key, live as a Jivan Mukta. Live as one who has been liberated from the mind, from the ego. These are the 10 keys. May I see if we can remember these 10 keys? Is it difficult or simple to remember these 10 keys? Can we try? Who would like to go? Key number 1, please let us review the 10 keys. Key number 1. Who's telling us? You can unmute and tell us. Key number 1.
Talash.
Talash.
Cat, you're frozen.
Okay, am I back? Am I back?
Yes, you're back.
Okay. So key number 1 is
Talash.
Talash. Key number 2,
Mumuttuch.
Deep yearning.
Mumukshutva. Good. They're also typing it on the screen. Key number 3,
Ask, investigate.
good. Ask, investigate, realize, which is Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Key number 4,
Neti neti.
good. Neti, neti. Not this, not this. Key number 5,
Tattvamasi.
Tattvamasi. Thou art that. Key number 6,
Tatparshana.
Sat Darshana. Sat Darshana, realization of the truth, vision of the truth. Very good. Number 7,
Yoga.
Divine with unit.
Yoga. Means living with Karma Yoga, Bhakti Yoga, Jnana Yoga, Dhyana Yoga. Good. Realization number 8.
Satyam Shivam Sundaram.
Very good. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. The truth is God is beautiful. Realization number 9.
Satchitanand.
Anand.
Satchit Anand.
Satchit Anand means if you are conscious of the truth, you can always be in bliss. And number 10,
Jivana Mukta.
Jivan Mukta. So these are, thanks to
Jivan
Mr.
Mukta.
Hitkari, with these are 10 points I have given you, that if you follow these 10 points, and why I've given you 10, you know that? Because it can be on your fingertips. I like it to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you say like this: Talash, Mumukshutva, Sravana Manana Didhyasana, Neti Neti, Tattvamasi, Sat Darshana, Yoga, Satyam Shivam Sundaram, Satchidanand, Jivan Mukta. Padak. No need to remember by heart. If you realize it, you don't have to memorize it. If you realize it, you don't have to memorize. How are you going to know this? Ajitek पता है 10 फिंगर में टिप पे है? अजितेक है? बोले अजितेक बोलिए, चलो मैं देखूं आपको आता है कि नहीं आता है, बोलिए.
Said to say all the
हाँ, और 1 to 10 यार.
first one is Talash,
Yeah,
Mumukshutva,
yeah.
then Niti Niti,
नहीं, then श्रावण मनन निधिध्यासन वो
Okay.
चाहिए. Before नेति नेति वो you have to have श्रावण मनन निधिध्यासन. Then fourth is नेति नेति.
Niti Niti,
फिर
thou art that, thou art
तत्वमसि.
that,
Good. Yeah. Then
Sat Darshana,
very
something
good.
like that.
Very good.
Seventh one is
Yoga. Yoga. Seventh is yoga.
Yog Darshan,
Yoga. Seventh is yoga.
yoga. Okay.
Eighth is
Then I don't remember, sir.
eighth is Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Ninth is Satchidanand. And
Tenth is Jivan Mukta.
Correct. So you
Yeah.
should know it on your fingertips. Why?
Okay,
Why
thank you,
Mr.
sir. Thank
Hitkari told us that you don't give me long things. Give me sutras which I can remember like this. Tuck, 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 tuck. So this is you must thank Hitkari ji because it is his effort. He pushed. He said, no, you have to give me. Now, when you have these 10 keys, you can open the door to liberation. These 10 keys are macro keys. The 100 realizations are still good. If you want support, 100 realizations is better. But these 10 keys will take you to the point of enlightenment. Sanjay Das, you think this will help you, the 10 keys, Sanjay Das? Okay. So, Administrator, do we have any questions today?
No questions so far. Oh, Sudeep.
People are waiting nowadays. I'm waiting for the question time to start. So I'll be patient.
Sudeep.
First question. I'm having coffee today.
Shivam sir,
Shivam, Sudeep.
Sir, these 10 steps remind me of the 15 steps that we play on the Shivratri. We start from the faith, then bhakti, and then we go on to the 15 steps.
The ladder to heaven. That is called
Yeah,
the ladder to heaven.
Yes, sir. Correct. So I was just trying to relate those 15 steps with these 10 steps. With
No,
folded
actually-
hands, sir, there's just one small addition that I would like to suggest. I might be wrong, but please excuse me, because that's a very important thing I think which I'm missing out here.
Yeah.
Is the Guru, sir. The Guru itself.
So-
I suggest you combine Tattvamasi, Neti, Neti, make that at one step, and make the first step as to search for the Guru.
Searching for the Guru comes in Talash.
Okay.
Searching for the Guru will come in Sat Darshana. The Guru will come in every step. When you want Sravana, Manana, Dididhyasana, the Guru will come. When you want to
I
be a
just wanted
Jivan-
Guru to be mentioned there, sir. Guru is very important. Somebody
My
should not
dear-
forget the importance of Guru with these 10 steps.
My dear Sudeep, the Guru is nothing but a manifestation of the divine. The Guru is a messenger of God. When we love God, the Guru automatically appears. When you have mumukshutva, the Guru comes on his own. You don't need to call the Guru. When there is mumukshutva, the Guru comes. So Guru, do not worry. Guru is there. Guru is like air. You can breathe air anytime. You don't need to carry one cylinder of air. No. So where you are going, I'm going to market. So I'm carrying one cylinder of air. You need to carry a cylinder of air. No, air is everywhere. So you don't need to carry air. The Guru is everywhere. You don't have to worry about it.
Right, sir.
Thank you,
Sure,
Sudeep.
sir.
Next question.
Samita.
Samita.
Shivam, sir.
Shivam, Samita.
So this is regarding donation of organs, which we just spoke about. Really, my father-in-law, he had donated his entire body. So it was against everyone's wishes because that responsibility was given to me. So against everyone's wishes, I did it. So I want to know, is that going to give him positive karma for his next life?
100%.
So what I did
100%.
was right.
Absolutely. Because let me explain to you
Yeah.
what you did. And also you get the positive karma. So two things happened. Let me explain. Your father-in-law had instructed you to donate his organs.
Entire body.
And body means
Yes. Full
you
body.
gave the body itself.
Yes. Yes.
And you did not cremate the body.
No.
They took apart the body and they took all the organs and the matter was
Yes.
closed.
Yes.
So it is an amazing. I have not heard something like this before. First time I'm hearing that we donate the body itself. So Samita, see what he did, your father-in-law. That means your father-in-law actually was a realized man. I'm telling you this. Your father-in-law was a realized man. Some people talk of donating an organ. Your father-in-law donated the body itself. That means, what does it mean? Do you understand now what it means? It means your father-in-law understood he is not the body. Now, I don't know what you know about your father-in-law. How do I know whether your father-in-law shared his spiritual knowledge with you? Because maybe he has not got good karma. Maybe he's a Jivan Mukta. Maybe he has achieved moksha. I don't know. I cannot tell you that. But a person to give his whole body, I think, is the highest level of realization. And for you to follow his will against people is again a very good karma. But you don't need to work for good karma. Like I'm telling you, you need to go beyond karma. You have to be liberated from karma. Like your father-in-law, you should say, I am not this body. What is this body? This body is nothing. Don't you and me know one day this body will die? Do we have any doubt? Then I always, in this book, I've started writing the book on rebirth today. In the book, I've just started writing. I asked Sanjay Das that day the question. I don't know if you all remember or not. I asked Sanjay Das, "Kya hua?" He said, "Meri mausi mar gayi," in whatever words he said. So I said, "To aapne mausi ko jalaya?" He said, "नहीं, हमने मौसी को नहीं जलाया, हमने मौसी की body को जलाया." So clearly, I don't, and that became this Sanjay Das's question answer session became the foundation of a new book, which I started writing from today. So we have to realize we are not the body that dies. Mausi ji left the body. Mausi ji gone. I hope you all remember that day when Sanjay Das told about his Mausi ji. If Mausi ji was in the body, would Sanjay Das burn the body? How could he burn the body if Mausi was in the body? Cannot burn. Okay. Next question, please.
Karan Singh.
Karan Singh.
Sir, typed it.
Typed it.
Yes.
Karan Singh has typed the question. He says, Karan Singh, by getting enlightenment, can a man's inherent nature be changed? I saw man became like well in good environment. I mean, there's some vibes in the environment. Dear Karan Singh, where is the question of inherent nature? When you get enlightenment and you move into that state of liberation, you go beyond nature, you become divine. You don't be, the man doesn't have any more nature. You become a manifestation of the divine. You behave godlike. So the question, you don't just change your nature, it's a complete transformation. Enlightenment creates a metamorphosis. It's like the caterpillar has become the butterfly. It can never come back to a caterpillar. So let us realize that the moment there is true enlightenment, and thereafter, I'm talking of enlightenment and then liberation and unification, there all the human qualities are transcended. We go beyond the senses, the mind, the ego, and we become the soul, we become the Atma, we become the Jivan Mukta, we become a Sthit Pragya. So that is what happens. Next question.
Bridget.
Okay, Bridget has also typed the question. Dear Air, where does the spark of God come from in us and in all things? Bridget, the spark of God does not come in us. The spark of God does not come in us. Huh? Now listen carefully. The spark of God does not come in us. We come from the spark of God. We come from the spark of God. You are first, the spark of God came. Then Bridget came. And let me explain to you. You know, when you were first born, two cells of your mother and father became one. Agree? Difficult to understand or easy? Two cell became one, correct? When the two cells became one, first the spark of God came. Then the two cell became one. Then that cell multiplied and multiplied and multiplied and multiplied. What we think, Bridget, understood, right? But the problem is, even though you understand now, tomorrow again the mind will confuse you. Again the mind will confuse. That is the problem. So you have to hold on to this. You have to be, this is where realization means you should be absolutely clear. The spark of God did not come in me. Tell me, Bridget, repeat what I told you today. Bridget, please repeat it. The spark of God
inside
did not come in me.
I'm from. You are frozen.
Air, you're frozen.
Hello?
Air, you're still frozen.
Am I back? Am I back?
Yes, now you're back.
Okay. So, Bridget,
Yes.
the spark of God did not come in me. Please repeat.
The spark of God is not come in me.
I came from the spark of God.
I came from the spark of God.
Ah, good. Nice. You
You may
understood?
practice my English.
Okay, forget your English, but you understand what I'm saying or no?
Yeah, I understand what you say. Thank you so
That is-
much for your answer.
Thank you,
Sure.
Bridget. Thank you. Sure. Thank you. Next question, please.
Dattatray.
Dattatray. Please ask your question, Dattatray.
sir. I have typed.
You have typed?
Ha.
Okay. Dattatreya says, is our birth is for learning some lessons. Our birth, Mr. Dattatreya, our birth is for being liberated. The purpose
Okay.
of human birth
Yes.
is to not come back to earth. It's
Okay.
easy to remember.
Yes. Yes.
The purpose of birth is not to come back to earth. I always give you rhymes. It's easy to remember. The purpose
Okay.
of birth is not to come back to earth.
Okay.
Because
Right.
who told this, Dattatreya? Buddha. What Buddha said?
Yes.
Buddha said, samsar is full of dukkha. So he called it Mahanirvana. They give different names. Buddha gave different names. Now,
Yes.
Mahanirvana means nirvana. Nirvana means gone, prang. The purpose
Okay.
of birth is not to come back to earth.
Okay.
Okay? Thank
Yes.
you.
Thank you. Thank you. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Next question, Administrator.
Sudeep.
Sudeep Bhargava.
Shivam sir.
Yes.
Sir, there was something I was reading on realization. So there were two things which I would like to share and then maybe get your views, especially on the second thing. So first thing was that what he said is that when you realize that the necklace or the earring is not the earring, it's a gold, but you will still use it as a necklace and an earring.
Yeah.
You will still continue using that way itself. Number one. Number two, what he said is, but what happens with the realization is your outlook to the life may not change in the sense like necklace will be used as a necklace. But whenever you feel like the outside world is pulling you down or something wrong happens in your life, you always know that, okay, this is something that I always rely upon. I always get back to a particular state, which is my realized state, and I can again get back to my original state of happiness. So
Sudeep.
I don't know, I'm able to put that in the right kind of words or not.
No, I do. Okay, see, the problem is what I tell some of you. Why do I write so much? You know why I write so much?
People
I
like
write
me can
so much
understand.
so that you all don't have to read a lot of other things. Because other things when you bring to me, it is complicated to understand what those other people are trying to explain. Now let me explain to you. For example, you said when we come to know that the ring and the necklace are gold, we still use them. But my contrary is when the ring and necklace is gold, the realized man says, I don't want any gold only, no. The realized person, no, I know you'll say it's just an explanation.
Yes.
No, but
Please carry on.
But the realized person, nothing matters. For the realized person, only one thing matters. What matters? Prabhu to hai har jagah, har shay mein wo hai, koi jagah na jahan wo nahi hai, kan kan mein wo hai, uske bin kuch nahi hai, sab kuch wahi hai, sab kuch wahi hai. A realized person gets into an ecstasy, like Mirabai. When Mirabai was there, nothing mattered. What mattered to her is Mere to Giridhar Gopal, dusra na koi. For her, nothing else mattered. So, the point is that when there's too much writing, the second point, I didn't even get what you were trying to say in the second point. The second point, what is the
I
essence you
think
are trying to
I'll
say?
put that in the right words and then I'll send you the message. I think I've not been able to put it in the right words right now.
No, I told you that day. Kiran also came and said, please, I'm reading this Viveka Chudamani, explain to me. Then I told her, but why you are reading? Then she said, you only told me to read. So the point is, yes, I only told to read, but then that's why I'm writing a new book every month. Nothing in the book is mine. Every word is picked up from the saints and the sages of the world. But the point is, even what Mr. Hitkari told in today's meeting, what Hitkari told, we are reading so many philosophers. We are reading so many scriptures. We are listening to so many people's video talks. What is right, what is wrong? How can you see if you are making biryani, then you please stick to biryani, correct? If you are making biryani, suddenly when you open the television, one Chinese, Japanese, Korean man is talking and he tells you to make the rice interesting, put 2 tablespoons of soya sauce. Abhi tum biryani mein soya sauce dal diya. So kya hoga biryani mein if you put soya sauce, what will happen? If in biryani you put soya sauce, it will become fried rice. So the problem is this, my whole concern is I am trying to give you a simple method. Simple method, and today we've even listed them in 10 points. I'm repeating them because today I think it's a very profound meeting. I'm repeating this for you. First, go in a talash, go in a quest. And as you go in a quest, what is the second point? Mumukshutva. Have deep, deep passion for God and for liberation. When you are in that deep passion, third point, Sravana, Manana, Nidhi, Dhyasana. Ask, investigate, realize. What will you realize? You will realize Neti, Neti. I am not the body, I am not the mind. Then you will realize point key number 5, Tattvamasi. Thou art that. Then when you realize Neti, Neti, Tattvamasi, sixth key is what? Sat Darshana. Satya ka darshan. Sat Darshana. And then number 7th point is what? Be in yoga. Live in union with the divine. How should you live in union with the divine? Point number 8, Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Everything is God. And point number 9, Sat Chit Anand. Consciousness of the Satya in Anand. And 10th point, you become a Jivan Mukta. Now, today, because of Mr. Hitkari, we have laid out 10 keys. Tomorrow, this will become another book. Hopefully, our administrators will make note that these 10 keys to enlightenment will become another book in the course of time, if this is the right. I am not telling you this is Mr. Hitkari's keys, not my keys. Today's keys are not mine. These belong to Mr. Hitkari. I am only giving to Hitkari. So Hitkari is giving to you all. Today's not, this is only a draft. Because he inspired me today evening, I sat down today evening and I wrote down this. In the evening, I spent some time and I did it too, because on his request. So I am requesting you all, I have a request. Please don't read too many confusing things. Because if you read too many confusing things, then you will be caught in a mixture and you will be in problem. Administrator, please post the 25 realizations and tell me the next question, please.
We have 3 more questions. Kumar Swami.
Kumar Swami, sir, please tell me your question.
Shivoham.
Shivoham, sir.
Sir, what I understood of all the points is, actually by becoming Sakshi of your mind and your thoughts and feelings and karmas, it is a final enlightenment point. What I am observing is
correct.
If you are right. Becoming a, and even ego also will dissolve in that, because when we are becoming a Sakshi of that, even ego also dissolving, and moreover we are observing the karmas and mind and everything, so that this is a final point for enlightenment. I am thinking, if anything is you have to tell.
You are absolutely right. But how to get to that point?
Oh, that is only for Neti Neti only. Neti Neti only will come to the point.
So not only Neti Neti. First you must go for Talash. First you must search for it. Then you must have deep yearning, passion for liberation. Then you must ask, investigate, realize. Then you will understand Neti Neti. How will you understand Neti Neti? How you will understand Satattvamasi? How you will become Sakshi? How you will suddenly, okay, you go outside, you go to Walmart today. You tell that man in the cashier, sir, you become Sakshi of mind and ego. Can he become Sakshi, Walmart cashier? Can he become Sakshi?
Sir, after your this teaching, so since so many days, I understood what is Sakshi. So how to be Sakshi with our thoughts and our mind. See, I understood after 1.5 years, I am in touch with your classes. So I came to know that Sakshi is something else. That is the one source, the source of God inside. So, okay, understood. So we have to try to be Sakshi for all the time of our karmas, our thoughts and our feelings, so that we will be vanishing, we will be dissolving I and I-ness and Ahankara, and meantime we will be growing the Sakshi Bhav inside.
Excellent.
That I understood.
No, excellent. What you say is excellent, but I'm just explaining to you, Sat Darshana gives you Sakshi. Then to remain in Sakshi, you must be in yoga. Then if you are in yoga, if you want to be Sakshi, you must see the divine everywhere. Satyam Shivam Sundaram. Then if you want to be Sakshi, you must be Sat Chit Anand. You must be conscious of Sakshi. And if you want to remain Sakshi, then you must be Jivan Mukta. So what you are saying is correct, but we have elaborated in 10 points. So we want to have certain ways. That's all. What you are saying is 100% correct. There's nothing wrong in that.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Shivam. Next question, Administrator.
Leena Anand.
Leena Anand, your question, please.
Shivam Guruji,
Shivam.
my question is this samsara a dukkha? According to Gautam Buddha and also samsara is dukkha. So what, after listening to all these classes, everything and all, after reading, what we feel, okay, not myself, my whole family feels that this samsara is not dukkha. It is not dukkha. So kindly, will you elaborate little on it?
You are 100% right. Samsara is not dukkha. Samsara is sukha, dukkha, sukha, dukkha, sukha, dukkha, sukha, dukkha. You agree with me? Just like there is day and night, there is pleasure and pain, there is sun and rain, there is loss and gain. This happens again and again. The point why Buddha said that the samsara is dukkha is because for a man who is 70 years old or 80 years old, for that man, it becomes dukkha. Why it becomes dukkha? Because first, his wife or husband or wife will die. He becomes alone. Then he has a kidney failure. Then his son's business fails. So eventually, what Buddha said, eventually at the end of the day, according to Buddha, samsara becomes dukkha. That is what he means to say.
Okay, thank you, sir.
I hope you agree with my explanation.
Yeah, I'll go on a talash for it.
Never agree. Always Sravana, Manana, Nididhyasana. Always ask, investigate, realize the truth. Thank you, Leena. Next question, please. Is it the last question?
Yes, Kiran Katuria.
Kiran Katuria, last question of today. Kiran Katuria, please unmute and speak, Kiran. You are muted. You have to unmute.
Shivoham.
Shivoham. We are unable to hear you.
Guruji.
Shivoham, now speak, please.
Pranam Guruji. Shivoham.
Pranam. Pranam Shivoham. Yes, we can hear you. We can hear you. I can.
Sudeep ji has remembered Guru Kripa. उसके बिना तो कुछ हो नहीं सकता. But in addition to that, वो 10 sutras में blessings of God is also important.
You are right. We need a spiritual master, and we also need the grace of God. But the point is, the grace of God, Kiran, is already upon us. God's grace is already there. It is for us to be able to receive God's grace. How will you receive God's grace? Sudeep, you have to pass on to Kiran if she doesn't catch the message. How do you receive God's grace? When you live a life of surrender, when you live a life of divine acceptance, when you do arpanam. Arpan khud ko karna hai. Huh? Arpan khud ko karna hai. Then only there's importance. This importance of arpanam, samarpan, is the way to accept God's divine grace. So I think Kiran's connection is not very good. Kiran, I hope you could hear me. But otherwise, Sudeep will call her and give the message. My dear friends, Friday is a long session which for 1 hour, so I will not keep you any longer. But remember this, today, Mr. Hitkari has got us 10 keys. Don't forget the 10 keys. Tomorrow when we come, I'm going to ask you, and you let me see how many of you knows the keys like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So you know it on your fingertips, because it's good for you to say it on the screen tomorrow, because this will take us forward on the journey to enlightenment. Next Friday, we will have the last 25 realizations and end the book. And then I will give you all a copy of that book, hard copy, soft copy, whatever you like. And today, for your patience of 1 hour, I bow down to you. I thank one and all. And we'll see you tomorrow at Ask Air at 8. I thank you.
Thank you, sir.